Today we got something a little different going on. I've got the four-wheeler and a little pull-behind spreader loaded up. Got some oats and some radishes. We're gonna go spread it in some spots in the fields that got flooded out. And the reason we're doing that is to kind of suppress the weeds a little bit. You know, it's too late to go in and replant the soybeans or corn. It's August 5th, so it's way too late to do that. But what we're hoping is we'll plant the oats, the radishes, they'll suppress the weeds a little bit, and those tillage radishes will grow down deep and maybe break up a little bit of the compaction layers that we've got going on in these areas. So that's what we got going on today. Here's my equipment for the day. As you can see behind me, there's no crops in this spot. This spot is about 1¼ acres. I did some measurements on Google Earth, and I think about 4 out of the last 5 years this is flooded out. So we plant it every year, but then it floods out. And there isn't a whole lot of weeds coming yet because it's actually flooded 2 or 3 times since we've got this field planted. But there is a little bit of grass coming out there. It'll actually make a pretty nice seed bed for this oats and radishes because it's bare. There's a little trash around the edges where the corn stalks washed up, but I'm gonna go get unloaded and see what we can do. Now, I don't have any scales or anything or any way to measure this seed, so I'm just gonna wing it. I'm shooting for 35 pounds to the acre, and I looked up this model spreader online, and I can't really find a good chart that tells me the actual rate. But it said to put it on 4 to 5 setting and go 4 miles per hour. Tires don't hold air very well, and I had to tear it all apart. The spreader thing was seized up. Had to get that all shined up and working, but I think it'll work pretty good for what I'm trying to do. So we got oats in the white bag, radishes in the red bag. The oats are 48-pound bags, so I'm gonna put a whole bag in and then try and put about 10 pounds of radishes in. And then I'll have to mix it up. That should be close enough to what I'm trying to do. That looks like about 10 pounds. These are the radishes. They're real small seeds. See if we can get a pretty good mix. That'll work. So I've got this set right in the middle of 4 and 5. Just pull this lever forward to open up the gate and let it spread. All right, let's see what happens. Seems to be working. I've never broadcast oats and radishes before, but I don't know. Seems like it's thick enough. Do this whole area and see how much I've got left in the spreader, and we'll go from there. think I got them a little too thick, but that'll be all right. Made it around this spot twice, and that's all I got left. Might be a little too thick. All right, I just filled up again. Let's see how far I can get. Spreading. All right, so I got this spot done. So this farm, it's 135 acres. It was tiled back in the 70s, and some of that tile is just starting to break down and either get crushed or whatever, get full of dirt, and it's just not working like it should. So we're going over our options, trying to figure out what we can do here. There's two mains that take the water from this farm out to the county ditch, and we're pretty sure at least one of those is either plugged or crushed or whatever, because it seems like this north half of the field is pretty bad, and that's where all that water goes through, is that main. The other main is always running, so we think it's in pretty good shape. We're planning on having a guy come up and dig that main up and see if there's a problem and fix it and see if that helps us, because if that would help us, it would be a cheap way to get this to drain better. If not, we might have to look into putting some more tile in. We actually added a couple catch basins in the road ditch along this drowned out spot, and that actually helped a lot. This water, it's still flooded, but it seemed like the water went down faster. So yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, I got that job done. Now I just hope that we don't get another flooding rain and it either washes all that seed away or kills it after it starts growing. But it's been pretty dry. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of rain coming in the future for us. So hopefully it grows and does what we want. I've got another little piece to do. I think I got just enough oats left to do that one. I had a few places to go, but I don't think I ordered enough oats. I got plenty of radishes, but I think I'm gonna have to get some more oats, so I'll have to do that another day. But for now, I'm gonna head over there and take care of that one. This morning, I actually just signed a contract for the EQUIP program through the Department of Natural Resources. And what that is it's a cost-sharing program that will help you get started in different conservation practices like cover crops, strip till, no-till, stuff like that. But I got 175 acres enrolled. We're gonna do some strip till, some no-till, some cover crops, a little bit of a pollinator program, which is similar to CRP, but they put flowers and plants, you know, your pollinator insects, they like it. And then I'm also doing a nutrient management program, which you submit your soil test and they tell you what you can apply for fertilizer. And I'm a little conservative with fertilizer anyway, and that helped me get into the program. So it should work out. I've never done cover crops on a large scale before. We've done our little sand hills and trials like that in like this flooded out area, but we're actually gonna do a decent amount over some bigger acres and see what happens. We'll have some cost share, so it spreads out the risk a little bit. I won't have as much tied into it money-wise, so I'm pretty excited about it. Wish me luck. This out here is another spot that was too wet when we planted it. Finally just now starting to dry out. I had to cut a lane through the corn. I'm gonna spread this little spot real quick, and that's probably about all I'm gonna do for the day. And we're empty. So that spreader doesn't really like to spread when it's almost empty. I just had to open up the gate all the way and drive really fast until it got empty. But I don't have real great coverage here. I didn't have quite enough. We'll see how much comes up. I can always come in and put a little more in later. That's about all we're gonna do for today. I'm gonna walk out in this corn while I'm out here in the middle and see how it looks. This corn was put in some pretty rough conditions, and it actually looks fairly decent compared to about 2 months ago. We were just getting pounded with rain for a while, and this corn was just yellow and about a foot tall, and it just kind of stayed that way. And then we got a dry spell, then we got another rain, another dry spell, and it's starting to look better. It's very uneven. I mean, this short corn is a long way from pollinating yet. It'll be interesting to see how it turns out. Over there, it's probably hard to see in the video, but it's starting to shoot tassels and silks, and it's looking all right. We're just gonna have a lot of holes in this field. This is a little bit wetter farm anyway, but I mean, as far as the crops, they look fine. It's just the fact that they're a month and a half late. So it'll be, like I said, it'll be really interesting to see how they turn out. So I hope you enjoyed that little video about us spreading some cover crops in some flooded out areas in the field. I'll have to do a little bit more in the future. I miscalculated and didn't get enough oats. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, take a moment to hit the like button. It really helps me out, shows that you like my content, and then YouTube will push that as related content on other channels that are similar to mine. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, that way you'll always know when I have a new video. Thanks for watching. Yeah.